Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen, no matter where you guys are, it's you're welcome to Tony Cloud Gunner TV. And guys, today, you see, whenever I see this guy, this Man City fan, see, we'll get into all that, But guys, you're welcome to today's show, and on a more brighter side, tomorrow is my birthday,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah. I'm a
My
July kid.
birthday's my birthday's in 5 days or 6 days, July 17th.
Man, it looks like like all like every great person I know,
Oh,
they're
my,
always
my,
always
my wife
July
my wife's
babies.
birth my wife's birthday is July 19th, and my son's birthday is July 21st.
Whoa! Can you imagine?
Oh,
So, guys,
July,
tomorrow
bro.
is my birthday. You know, it has been a very, very tough few weeks for me, but yeah, just remembering that my channel, Tony Cloud Gunner TV, will also be one too this month too. So yeah, I celebrate the birthday at the same time with my own birthday. So Onome, this channel will also be 1 year old also tomorrow. So
Lovely, lovely.
it's something big, something huge. Working with different people.
Mm,
Uh, Talking about Arsenal, not just Arsenal, talking about football in general. Yeah,
yeah.
everyone that has contributed to the growth of this show. It has been big. It has been huge for me, and just chilling and having that chance to have another year added to my life. It is just something big. So, Onome, thanks for your contributions to this channel.
Only
And
a small part.
watch it
Small
again.
tiny part.
Watch it again. At the eve to my birthday, we're going to war again. But see, Onome, there is no war bigger. Yeah, there is
Mhm.
no war bigger than the preseason game, the Charity Shield coming up between Arsenal and Manchester City. See, in light of everything going on in the Premiership in terms of transfers coming in, Liverpool doing good business, bringing in Dominic, also uh, their opener in the transfer window, bringing in McAllister from Brighton. Arsenal's transfer window in the first 3 weeks, bringing in Kai Havertz. Of course, done deals with Rice, in which we bullied you guys out of the market. Whether we bullied you guys out of the transfer window for Declan Rice, we'll hear from the horse's mouth. You're the in-house Manchester City fan, so you're going to tell us all about that too. And also, Jurien Timber is also coming to the club quite soon. Arsenal, tap, boom, doing this transfers quite quickly. Yeah, and other teams are trying to, get players in. See, Onome, what would you like to see in that preseason game? I'm talking of the Charity Shield coming up, Arsenal versus Manchester City. And those of you in the chat, you're welcome to the show. Asif Cube, big ups to you. Baz, my friend, and of course, Princess Adora. Love you, lady. Yeah. So, Onome, what do you think?
Um, Look, we've not
Preseason
even
game.
we're not even we're not even back for preseason yet, to be honest. And to be honest with you, this is
Mm,
why Man
mm,
City always starts slower in the beginning part of the season. The beginning parts of the season are my most nervous parts of the season because we start so slow. I'm always hoping that a team doesn't run away with it. And my worst fears was last season where Arsenal ran away with it. And to be fair, last season we didn't start too slow. We started, quite all right. If we started as slow as we normally started, then they'll be so far. And when it's so far like that, it's harder to catch them. But that's why we always start
But
slow.
you
We're
guys are
not back.
always slow starters, right?
Yeah.
The City are always slow
That's
starters.
this is
So,
why we
so
start
it
slow
isn't
because
it
this is
isn't
why we
an
start slow.
argument of if you guys start slow in a
Yeah,
season.
that's
You
what I'm
guys
trying to
always start
explain.
slow.
That's
Like
that's what I'm trying to explain. I'm explaining the reason why we start slow is because whilst other season are back in preseason. Arsenal got their first preseason game, I believe, on Thursday. We're not even back
Mm,
yet. That's because we obviously finish later than everybody else most times because we, play in the latter parts of competitions and stuff. And Pep just believes in that rest to give the players that rest and make sure that they get that good time to rest. And that's why we start slow. So in terms of the Charity Shield, I don't expect to see a lot of first team players there. It will mostly be a lot of academy guys, a few of our academy guys, mostly be like the likes of Cole Palmer, if he's still here, if he's not gone on loan yet, and a few players. So it's not a game that we take that serious per se. Always, rises to the top kind of thing. But it's not a game we take so serious. But
mm.
it will be nice just to see the players back. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I
Yeah.
don't know, you're going in and out of
Yes,
connection, but
someone was
I can
interrupting me
hear
with
you
a
now.
phone call. It would be nice just to see the players, just to see all of us, just to see the guys again, just to get football back on TV. I mean, bloody hell, my highlights of the day now is to watch Love Island at 9 o'clock. You know, um,
So you're still watching Love Island, yeah?
I've got to watch Love Island, man. It's
I
it's
thought that
it's,
ship
it's
has
bonding
sailed.
time. It's the bonding time with the missus, 9 o'clock Love Island. That's the highlights of the day. There's no football on TV now. Do you know what I mean? So it would be nice just to get football back on TV and just see the guys.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. But on Omega, see, but what? See, you've not really told me the importance of that preseason game. Does it usually whenever you go for that charity shield, yeah?
Yeah.
If your team is there playing that charity shield, most
Yeah.
times it is usually a tone setter. What I mean by a tone setter is that it helps you to understand which team already understands the first 11. It helps you know which team is ready mentally to go into the season and dominate games in the season. It's not usually, it doesn't end up like that, but it's a tone setter. That's one thing you can't actually dispute. Yeah, it's a tone setter.
Yeah.
It's the first game in the season that keeps everyone on your toes. So, on to what extent is that Manchester City game against Arsenal a tone setter for the 2023-2024 league opening?
It's that's how I was trying to explain to you. It's not a tone setter for us. It's literally
Mm,
it's not a tone setter for us. Like I said, players are not back fully yet or anything like that.
mm,
It's just one game that we have to kind of play. You know, it's
mm,
it's it's just one of them ones. It's not really a tone setter for us, to be honest. It's just one game that we have to play. Players are not fully back. You're going to get a lot of the academy players, a lot of the youth team players playing that games because we went to the latter parts of these competitions. We finished, we played in the Champions League and all that. And just the other day we played in the Champions League. And you're now telling us about a game coming August 5th, I believe it is, or something like that. Players are not back. They're going to be
yeah,
back for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and you expect them to come and run around playing 90 minutes. This is why Man City only play like one or two or three preseason games, where other teams will rack up their preseason game and get their match sharpness by playing 4, 5, 6 preseason games. We only get two or three. You mean? And then we're going to the season. So our first 3 games, our first 4 games, are pretty much like preseason games, kind of thing for us.
yeah,
Players are still getting back
basically.
fit and stuff like that. So that's the difference, really. It's not really a tone setter for me. It doesn't really make any difference for me. I'm just happy to just see the boys back, see them back and playing, and see the vibes and stuff, and just see them on TV again and or live.
See them
So
on TV again, yeah. But again, let me understand this, Onome. Let's just paint a mental picture, yeah,
yeah,
because you've just said with this opening argument that it's not like tone setter for you, right?
no, it's
Good.
not.
I understand. I sharing your opinion. Uh, Not in its total, not in total, yeah, because I still have a problem with that because I think it's actually a tone setter,
Hmm.
but in a more different way because I believe that teams have to know where they stand, knowing your first 11 because when a coach brings up players to play that charity shield, it gives you an insight into the kind of players he wants to actually use into the season. Yeah. when the season reopened. So for me, it's a tone setter. It helps a coach understand his first 11. And also, it helps a coach to understand if his players are battle ready under competitive pressure. Yeah, because that's the first so-called title you'll be fighting for. Yeah, or shield. Yeah, you'll be fighting for at the start of the season. So, uh, 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 and it also has this competitive nature enshrouded in it. So if you're going for it, your players have to understand that, hey, this is a shield. It's something that I'm going to showcase in my trophy cabinet. One way or the other, because this is a trophy, literal trophy. So I really do think it's a tone setter, but it might not be a tone setter that actually has that actually have a big effect in the league per se. So it doesn't tell you who's going to win the league.
I mean, do you
Definitely.
remember? Do you remember last year's Community Shield with
Mm.
Liverpool and Man City, and the story of Alvarez and Nunes? I mean, you mean these things don't really. For me, it's not a tone setter in terms of anything. For me, it's just a game that we have to play. Um, a few of the I quite like the game because I get to see some of the youngsters, perform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of the youngsters been given that stage to perform. That's what I like it for. In terms of it being what decides your first 11, or the manager having an idea of the first 11, and it's maybe for Arsenal next season, it will be. And by the way, you guys are welcome for the invitation to invite you guys to the Charity Shield, because really and truly it should be Man City versus Man City, but that's another story. But maybe is a tone setter for Man City, for Arsenal, because you got all these new players, you got Rice, you got Timber. If they are ready at that time, maybe it's a tone setter for you guys, because you guys got 3 or 4 new players, and you want to see, oh,
And you want to see exactly,
but we don't
exactly
we
on
don't
the
have
man.
we don't have three or
On
four
the man is
players. That's
off
why I
down.
said
I
it's not.
think is yeah. On the man, you were saying something.
Yeah, I said maybe it's a tone setter for you guys, because you got 3 or 4 new players. You want to see the idea, what Mikel Arteta is thinking, and blah blah blah. But we don't have 3 or 4 new players. Do you know what I mean? We probably have 1 or 2 or whatever, and
True.
we know what our team is. Do you know what I mean? We know what our team is
You know
going
what your
into that
team
game.
is exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah, our
saying.
team, our team is our team. You know what I mean? You guys are. It's like I said in one of the comments I made on someone's video before. It's like 2 teams, right? You guys are building a house. We already have a house, and we're just changing light bulbs. That's the difference right now. You're
Yeah.
signing key players. You're finally releasing the purse strings to put players on 200,000 a week, 300,000 a week, two hundred and
On the
fifty
man,
thousand a week.
see,
That's
on the
really
man,
the
we have to
difference.
talk about that because you yourself are just saying it right now. In that Arsenal, we're losing in that string. That see, we're losing in our purse. We're spending big money. Yeah, we'll come to that. Yeah, those of you in the charts, big ups to you guys. Yeah, Tony Cloud Gunner TV will be 1 year old this week. My birthday's tomorrow also. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for your big, massive support. Supporting me. It hasn't been really easy, but thank you guys for really pushing me. Asif Yakub is here in the charts. And he says, Salam, brother. Salam, brother, to you, Asif. Salam to you. And thank you for coming today, Asif. We also have LVFC TV, and that's my guy, Baz. He says, big ups, lads. Yeah, and this lady I love so much. And she says, happy birthday in advance, Tony. Big ups to you, Princess Adora. She's also here. She throws a smiley. Big ups to you, lady. And Anthony Herbert also says, yeah, Anthony Herbert is in the house, guys. This is a top gooner in the house. My guy, Anthony Herbert. Anthony Herbert, when are you going to come to the show? I'm still waiting. Pull for Anthony Herbert. Yeah, and he says, big up, Tony. Rumors have it we're in for Kai Walker. Oh, no, man, are you hearing? Are you hearing this? big up Tony. Rumors have it we're in for Kai Walker.
And Alvarez.
And Alvarez from Man City. Can you see both, or at least one of them coming to Arsenal? See, brother, this is where it hits up. Yeah, it hits up. It hits up here. Let's go to the chart. Cyborg Ninja is in the house, guys. And you know what? Cyborg Ninja has just thrown $10. Ladies and gentlemen, $10. Can you do better than that? $10 from Cyborg Ninja. Our guy, he says, sup, Tony? See, Cyborg Ninja, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for showing love to me. And Cyborg Ninja, to be nice for you, I really want you to be a member of this channel. So please go to my channel, pick up a class you want to go to and just become a member, because I would really even want you to even come up to the show one of these days and have your say, on the show. Cyborg Ninja, big ups to you. And yeah, he gives us that $10 like a slam dunk. And he says, happy birthday, Tony. This round's on me, brother, man. Big ups to you, Cyborg Ninja. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And of course, our guy here, yeah. Arsenal above all, my guy from Twitter. Yeah. And he says, yeah, yes, guys, big up. Happy birthday in advance, TC. Need to link soon, my brother. We need to link soon, Arsenal above all. But I have our in-house Manchester City fan here. So see, answer this question from Anthony Herbert, Onome. He says here, in for Kai Walker or in for Alvarez?
Anthony.
See, let me give you a preamble to that, Onome.
I'm listening.
That season, just before a final, yeah, Pep Guardiola comes out in the news, yeah, and drops a bomb of drops bombs, yeah, like literal bombs. He calls Kai Walker fat, not just
he didn't call Kai Walker fat. He didn't call Kai Walker fat.
He labeled him fat, yeah.
When did he say that?
He labeled him fat.
It was Calvin Phillips. It was Calvin Phillips that said he was overweight, not Kai Walker.
Oh no, sorry, not Kai Walker. Sorry, it was Calvin. Sorry.
Calvin Phillips came back overweight from the World Cup.
Sorry, Calvin Phillips. Yeah. But Phillips is also in the news too. We'll get to that too. Yeah. He called him fat. Yeah. We don't know how he's gonna handle that guy right now. Do you think Calvin Phillips is in the right space, right mentality to still stay in that football club, or he's gonna leave the football club? Just before we tackle this question from Anthony Herbert. Because I've always wanted to ask you that question.
Okay, so he comes out and says Kevin De Bruyne is not performing, Kevin De Bruyne is not playing well, Kevin De Bruyne is this or Kevin De Bruyne is that, drops him for a couple of games and stuff. And how does Kevin De Bruyne respond? Scores that Champions League goal against Leipzig and raises his hand and stuff. The manager knows what player needs what and what player needs what when, right? In order to kick them up the backside to say, come on, let's go. He's been with Kevin De Bruyne for 7 years, and he knows what Kevin De Bruyne needs, right? Kevin De Bruyne needs to kick up the backside sometimes because it gets so easy for him, right? He did that. Kevin De Bruyne starts performing. Game against Arsenal. The rest is history for the league, right? Now, Calvin Phillips is a new player. We don't know how he handles criticism or pressure or whatever. But if the manager decides to say that, he's not lying per se. Do you know what I mean? The Premier League players are they're measured to the T in terms of body fat and all that stuff, right? This is why they can't eat certain things during the season and stuff like that, right? So he knows what he's doing in terms of saying that about him and stuff. It's now up to Calvin Phillips to react in a different way to say, you know what, I'll show you, and roll up his socks and start playing football and start performing and start working hard, right? It's up to him what he wants to do, right? Not down to Pep, up to him what he wants to do. Do you think if Calvin Phillips was fully ready last season for us, do you think Rodri would have played the amount of games he played? Rodri was so much at risk of being injured last season. It was thanks to God that he didn't get injured, because he was so much at risk, because he was actually one of the only players that could barely get a rest because Calvin Phillips wasn't ready. Do you know what I mean? So Calvin Phillips gave us statistics that a youth team player would give us. Not, I'm not saying it's facts, right? He gave us statistics that a youth team player about to break into the first team would give us in terms of 4 or 5 Premier League games. That's what a youth team, even Rico Lewis, bless his little heart, 18-year-old, he got 14 games, 10 starts in the league. Do you know what I mean? Cole Palmer, Sergio Gomez, they all got like 10 and double figure starts kind of thing. But Calvin Phillips, and this is why we work with a small squad. So when one person is not pulling his weight in that small squad, it affects us. And Rodri was the only person that felt that effect last season because he barely rested. He played every game. Carling Cup he was playing, FA Cup, every game he was playing, right? So it's up to Calvin Phillips how he wants to react to that. Carl Walker, I'll give another example. Manager says, oh, he can't play that inverted position, blah, blah, blah. We all know he can't play that inverted position. We know that. But what did Carl Walker do? He rolled his sleeves up, and the position he can play, he played it to the best of his ability, that the manager goes, you know what? I like that. That's the reaction you want from a player. Do you mean? The manager knows the player's strengths and weaknesses. Him saying Carl Walker can't play that position, he's right. We know that Carl Walker is not the best on the ball. But when you talk about one of the best right backs in the world right now, one of the best right back in the league right now, it is him. Is that his strongest point to play that position? No, it's not. So the manager, once again, is not lying. However, he knew exactly when to put that little pressure in so Carl Walker can wake up and go, whoa, okay. He knew exactly when to put that little pressure into the team against Tottenham when we won and go, oh, everybody's thinking it's all happy now, he, ha, ha. And the team kicked on again. So he's a manager that's been with these players for 7 years, right? All these players have been there 5, 6, 7 years. So he knows them. He sees them week in, week out. So whatever our opinions are about these players really doesn't matter, because the only person's opinion that matters is the manager who sees them every single day, right? I'll put a question out to you, Tony, because you've asked me a question I've answered. I'm going to put a question out to you. What do you think of the recent interview of Gabriel Jesus? Because I have my views. Gabriel Jesus talking about, I left Man City because the manager didn't play me in the Champions League game, and I was crying on the phone to my mom, and this, that, and the other, and that's the time I decided I was going to leave. What do you think of that? Let me hear your opinion on that. And guys in the chat as well, let me hear your opinion on that, because I want to know. I have my strong views about that, and I have examples to go with my views about that. So I want to hear your view first, Tony. What do you think of that?
See, it's pretty much very, very clear. Players want to play in the big games. Yeah, players want to play in the big games. And I don't know if you want to kind of like dispel this fact, yeah, but Gabriel Jesus is not that kind of striker when it was in Manchester City to score 20 goals, 40 goals, 35 goals a season for you. But he was that kind of a player that you would call up from the bench, yeah? Maybe sometimes, maybe not from the bench, because he did play normally. He was being called up, in most games too, as a starter. But he's that kind of a player that you would call from the bench and he will give his best. He scored some pretty much very, very, very important goals for you guys.
Of course.
When he was in Manchester City. Scored in big winners in games against Liverpool, scored against Arsenal. He scored against the bigger teams whenever he played with Manchester City. He's a big game player, yeah, but he might not be that much of a consistent player with Manchester City, because of course, when you have such an enormous squad, there would always be competition for places. And that's what you want as a coach, yeah? But good, to answer that your question, yeah? It's simple. He wants to play in the big games. And
everybody wants to play the big games.
You can't play every big game when you're in Manchester City. If you're not scoring goals, enough goals, and of course he wasn't scoring enough goals when he was in Manchester City. Yeah. So you have to be judged on that fact. But the fact is still there. He scored big goals. He felt that in a Champions League match, yeah, he could give his best and he could score big goals where Manchester City actually needs it. And mind you, at the time, yeah, Manchester City were looking for that Champions League glory. So if he felt in himself like, see, I might not be playing every time, yeah, for Manchester City, but I'm that guy Pep will call from the bench to score very important goals. Why can't I play in the Champions League and just be a hero? Why can't you just call me in and let me score goals? Because this is what I do. I'm a very, very important player to this team. Yeah, and my goals have helped this team before. So, seeing it from that angle and seeing it from a very competitive player because he wants to play. I don't see anything wrong in admitting that to the media. It just shows the fire in him. It just shows that he's not resting on his laurels. He wants more. He wants to win more. He wants to play the bigger games. And of course, that's what I want to hear from my bigger players. Yeah. In this case,
Okay.
he's a senior player for Arsenal Football Club.
Okay.
I want to see
But
my senior players just before the start of the season. I'm coming on the man. I want to see my biggest players just before the start of the season to be fired up. I want to see their stories to be stories of, oh, how I failed here and how I want to give my best to the current football club I am in or I'm at right now. And that's what he did in that interview. So I want to see a fired up person. I want to see a fired up striker. And right now, Arsenal, I don't know, we don't have an out and out striker. The person we brought in, who I'm suspecting who might still play that striker role this season, of course, it's Gabriel Jesus, but Kai Havertz also can be deployed to that area to play as a striker or just in behind the striker. We also have a Trossard who could also play in all different formations in the front three. So it's very difficult. But see, yeah, for him to come out, yeah, in the media and talk about it, it shows that there's that pain somewhere deep down. There's that pain, and it shows that he wants to give his best. And Onome, trust me, that's what you need from your striker, mostly Gabriel Jesus, who still has a lot. That guy got a lot, like a lot, to prove to this Arsenal fan base to justify the amount of money we used to buy him and to justify his transfer from Manchester City Football Club. On the main way to say
okay,
something.
I hear you. But my thing is right. There are ways to say stuff. It wasn't said when I watched the interview anyway. It wasn't said in a way of like, okay, I'll give you examples, right? If there's any player that can be angry about a big game being dropped by Guardiola, because we know Guardiola does these things a lot. Do you know what I mean? Every
Mm,
manager does these things a lot, right? If there's any player that can be angry
mhm.
at that, it's last season's Champions League final when Rodri got dropped, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He's got a case. Do you know what I mean? He's played all season.
mhm,
He's got a case, right? But he was
yeah,
professional. Didn't say anything.
mhm,
Come to this season's
mhm,
final, he's scoring the winner, right? Now,
yeah,
another instance, um, Gondogan, Captain Fantastic, Gondogan, he
yeah.
got
Gundogan.
dropped. He got dropped for the last game of the season against Aston Villa. And when they interviewed him, they said, how did you feel coming on and scoring 2 goals? And he said, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't very happy. I was kind of pissed because I was expecting to start the game, but I
Mhm,
didn't start the game and I switched my
mhm,
head on, back on again. And he came on,
mhm,
scored 2 goals, and he scores the winner. Let me tell you from a manager's point of view, for example, right?
mhm.
A manager's point of view, for example, right? In his thinking,
Yeah,
that's a success. I dropped Gondogan, right? Because I can't play everybody, right? I've got such a
mhm,
good set of players. I can't play everybody, but there's some games when I feel like, you know what? In the second half, maybe something might be needed. I might need a Gondogan to come in, right? I don't need him to start.
mhm,
That's his thinking. His thinking is
mhm.
thinking like that, right? So in the manager's point of view, I'm a genius. It's a
Yeah,
success. The player's not happy. I get that. But in the management review, I'm a genius. Gabriel Jesus ends the interview by saying, or goes on to say, oh, I came on in that game. I can't even remember the game, what the score was, or whether it's scored or set up or something like that. But he came on and made an impact and won 2-1. Gabriel
yeah,
Jesus, Gabriel Jesus at City has always been, like a supply teacher, if that makes sense. Right? He's not a
yeah,
starter that starts week in, week out. He's that sub that when you bring this sub on, game gonna change. Something's gonna change. So I don't blame Pep for his thinking to say, I need my super sub, because guess what? Some players get labeled super sub, Origi at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Man, he could get a statue for what he's done for Liverpool coming off the bench. Do you know what I mean? So some players are just that. Do you understand? But for me, I
Yeah.
don't feel like because Pep has never said anything bad about him. Pep has always shown love and said, "Oh, what a lovely guy, absolute lovely guy. Got no bad word to say about him. No nothing or whatnot, whatnot." I just feel like you've left the club now. That's it. Just leave the club, move on and stuff like that. There's no point, saying all of this now from a point of like and Pep does this a lot, huh? He does this a lot. Yes, he's the manager. He's paid to make big decisions. Get over it. There's a squad of 25 players or 21 players. He is paid to pick his best 11. Doesn't always get it right. But guess what? When someone gets the sack, it ain't you that gets the sack. Players don't get sacked in the middle of their contracts, do they? The manager gets sacked after figuring 5 months to sign a 3-year deal. He'll get sacked. So guess what? If I need to make a decision and play my strongest player and play what is going to keep me in a job, I'm going to do that. There's no babying things. I think that's one of the problems wrong with Liverpool right now, where they baby players so much and they got so much friends. Oh, we can't get rid of this one. You got to be ruthless. You got to be ruthless in these situations. Do you understand? You got to be ruthless. Players not performing. Give him a rest. Get the next one in. Is his time? He's on form right now. Get him in. You don't have time to pick berries and pick your nose and all that kind of stuff. You got a league title to win. So get over it. You did a good job. You got all these titles for Man City and stuff.
But again, it's very easy. But again, it's very easy when you have the luxury. Yeah, when you have the luxury in this case, ready to snipe, ready to fight, ready to come in and take the place of those players that are not performing. And you know what? Yeah, with everything that's going on, most players in Manchester City, been linked with moves everywhere. Alvarez has been linked to that.
Alvarez been linked to where?
Linked to a transfer to Bayern Munich on loan.
He's not
to
going
Arsenal.
anywhere.
Alvarez actually, because Arsenal still needs a deadly striker. But
you really think Alvarez coming to Arsenal?
The time. He's a Champions League winner. Alvarez is a Champions League winner. Is a Premiership winner. He's won it all with Manchester City. Who told you he cannot, just make that decision and say, hey, I want to go, I want to try something else, because it seems like Mikel Arteta has the pull for this guy,
Mikel Arteta hasn't got the pull for these guys. What are you talking about, Mikel Arteta?
Bro, why is every Manchester City player good? It's good you said that. Then why is every Manchester City player out here being linked with Arsenal? Cancelo linked to Arsenal. Godwin linked to Arsenal. Actually, I felt like Arsenal didn't want to go for him. That's why he didn't come in.
Did I get?
Most Manchester City players have been linked to. You see?
Why did Godwin not come to Arsenal?
Of course, Arsenal is sort of in phase 5 or something. Yeah, we love getting young and youthful players these days. Yeah. So maybe there was no space for a certain 31-year-old, but it's not in my hands.
You'll be so lucky to have a player like Gundogan, mate. Like is fine wine, is class, he's quality.
He's class. See, I have no problem with Godwin. I have no problem with players like that. Yeah, but see, there are big and huge problems if he comes into Arsenal and it doesn't work. He coming in is not the problem. He's a big-time player. I really do understand this fact. But Arsenal still doesn't have that same machine that Manchester City got. You guys are tightly knit in terms of that. You have a whole machine behind you guys. You have a whole mechanism. You have probably the best coach, arguably the best coach ever to ever coach this game, personally. Yeah. To coach Manchester City, and he's done a great job. So I can't just say Mikel Arteta replicate it with Ike Gundogan at Arsenal. I don't think so. I think he needs it needs a team like a Manchester City team to get it going. Yeah, and
Let
I
me
don't
let me
think
paint let me paint
Arsenal.
a picture. Let me paint a
I'm
picture for
serious, and
you.
I don't think Arsenal is there yet.
No, of course
Yeah.
not.
So
Of
if
course
he
not.
comes into Arsenal Football Club, I just think it will be a mess. And really, yeah, see, sincerely, I don't want to be getting all these all these remnants from Manchester City. Let Arsenal go into Europe, scout Europe, get all these players from there
You
and
call
get
our
in
player
some,
remnants.
some Premier League winners too. To be very, very good. But I don't just want everything Man City players, everything Man City players. No, no, no. Yeah, if we're to go for Man City players, go get the ones that are younger. You can go for Foden. Yeah, like Alvarez. I like Alvarez. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Why?
I like
It's true.
Tony, Tony, Tony,
See, no,
Tony.
man, it's true. Arsenal have been at the back end, yeah, of horrible signings.
Tony,
Very horrible.
Tony,
We
you just said
take no,
something
I'm
key.
serious, man.
You
We
just said
take
something
the
key.
bad eggs from these teams and bring them up to the teams. Just
You,
see what Chelsea, I've been doing to us. These guys have been ripping us off over the
you just
years,
you
giving
just
us
said
their
something
bad
key.
luck, giving us their overage, oversized players, and when they come, they don't even have any resale value. Look at what happened in that case with Willian. We had to sell Willian for free. We had to even pay to even get him off the club. He had to go to Corinthians, and Fulham brought him back, and Fulham actually paid Corinthians to get him into the football club.
It
But
did well for
Arsenal is
Fulham.
not getting money from players.
It
So
did well for
I'm
Fulham.
tired of getting these players from rival teams and they don't even have any resale value anyway.
So
So
you just said
let's
something
go
key, right?
for
You
our
just
normal
said
scouting and getting players. For instance, look at Jurien Timber. We went to IS of Amsterdam, paid them the goddamn money, brought them, and of course, he will be signing anytime soon. So if he comes in, we know we're getting a player that's good, that's coming to develop his soccer, that's coming to develop his football and understand how football is being played in England. And he would be nurtured with other like minded players like him, in that team. Yeah. Is Mikel Arteta the best coach to handle that team? Well, he would answer that question this coming season. But on the man, for once, it's good we get players that are not 29, that are not 28, that are young and want to, they want to excel, and they want a youthful team that they could win in it too. Yeah. That Manchester City team doesn't just have totally 31-year-olds. You have Haaland, you have Alvarez, you have younger players there. You have Foden. Come on, man. Rodri is not 31. Yeah.
so
All those
so
guys
so
are not 31. The
you
young
said
players that win.
you said something earlier. You said you named a couple of players that you would like for Man City. You want Foden and you want Average. I like
Foden.
Foden.
Yeah. How about Foden? How
Listen,
about Alvarez?
listen.
Yeah.
There are things we like in life, but unfortunately, we just can't get them. I would like a Ferrari and a Lamborghini parked outside my house right now.
True.
But my thing is right. Listen, the play you guys are getting good. You're getting players, right? That's great, right? This is what I wanted for you guys to do. Go and scout your own players. Go and get your own
Yeah,
players.
we're
Don't
spending the
don't
money.
do
We'll come
lazy.
to that
Don't
because
do don't do
on the man,
lazy.
we'll
Don't
come to
do
that. We'll
lazy
come to
sign.
that. We're
Hold
spending
on.
the
Let
money,
me
man.
finish.
We're
Let me
spending the
finish. Let
money.
me finish. Let me finish. Don't do lazy signings
We're
of
spending the
oh yeah.
money. We're
Uh,
catching
uh,
up.
uh, uh, don't do lazy signings of oh yeah. We know this player, so we're gonna go get him.
Lazy signings.
So,
On the man, what do you mean
lazy
by lazy
signings.
signings, man?
What I mean by
We
lazy
just
signings
pulling
is
you guys in the transfer window to bring in Declan Rice. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? And that's the problem
prior
I've
to
been
this,
having with
prior to
Manchester
this,
City fans this
prior
week.
to this, prior to this period where you guys have started spending money, you was doing lazy signings, right? You was doing lazy signings.
True. Okay.
My, yeah, you was doing
Okay.
lazy signings. Now is welcome to the party. Now you guys are opening the purse strings. You're paying players 200,000 a week, right? Players are seeing that okay, Arsenal want to pay players now. Arsenal have got Champions League and they want to pay players money. So yeah, we can go there. It has always been and always be and always will be an attractive club to go to. It's in London. It's Arsenal Football Club. It's a big club. It's a massive club. Fan base is massive. So of course it's an attractive club. However, your board made it not an attractive club by playing players. The top earner was like 50,000 or whatnot, and you expect these players to challenge. You expect these players to break their backs. Now you're paying these kind of players this kind of money. Now you can question and ask questions and say, whoa, we're paying all this kind of money. What are we getting? When a player that is getting 300,000 is not performing, like a Jadon Sancho, for example, that is getting 250,000 or 350,000 for Man United and it's not performing, the fans are going to ask questions and say, whoa, what's going on here? Why is he not performing? If Guy Nacho, for example, is not performing, they're not going to ask too many questions. He's a youth team player. He's getting chicken and chips for wages and stuff. They're not going to put too much pressure on him, right? But you're going to put pressure on players that are getting big money. So now you guys are going to put more pressure on him. I can see two scenarios next season. Right? One scenario is you guys start off sharp again and go top of the league and start like that again, right? For me, that's a dangerous scenario to go into, right? Because one thing you got to consider as well is that doesn't want to go. Yeah, one thing you got to consider as well is the hangover from what just happened this season, right? And you might not think it's a thing, but it is a thing for a young squad as well. There is going to be a period of, if Arsenal start off sharp, for example, and the top of the league again, they're always going to have it in the back of their mind that, boy, City's coming, bro. You know what I mean? So I hope, or not hope, I don't care, but from their point of view, I hope, or from the fans' point of view, I hope they've learned their lesson that if they ever get such a position again or such a lead again or whatever, they do something different this time to prevent City from coming to catch them, right? Another scenario you could have is a more relaxed scenario where you are like you're one of the chasers, you're chasing whoever is at the top of the table, right? So you got less pressure on you. You're still sitting in that top 4 position. So it's like, okay, we're still top 4. We're maintaining our top 4. Now can we chase whoever's in the lead? Just pray that lead is not City, obviously, but you're going to try and chase whoever's in the lead. That's the two scenarios I see happening. But for me, you guys are going to do well next season. But for me, top 4 is going to be even tougher next season, in my opinion, because I don't expect Liverpool not to come to the party. I expect Liverpool to finish top 4 next season. So who comes out of that? Do you know what I mean? I expect Liverpool to be back in the top 4 next season. There's no way on earth Liverpool is not finishing top 4 next season. In my opinion,
you don't know. They didn't finish top 4 this past season. You don't know.
I will say it now. In my opinion, it's going to be us and Liverpool challenging again next season. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but why would you say that? Arsenal took you down the wire till at least 4 games to the season.
You didn't take us down the wire. Down the wire.
Let me just get this across. Yeah, Arsenal took you down to the wire. Yeah, to at least maybe to the last 4 games of the season. So for me, that was a push. Yeah, that was a push. I'm not saying it's success, but it was a push. Yeah, and when you push City to that limit, yeah, with the kind of team that we had at the time, Gabriel Jesus injured, yeah, at the time. We only had Eden Nketiah to score goals for us, which isn't productive, right? Arguably one of the best defenders, yeah, in this league today, yeah. William Saliba got injured and everything collapsed in the back 4 for me, yeah. And still, Arsenal was the only team to push through against Manchester City last season, yeah. Thomas Partey had a horror show in the second half of last season, and he was still even the best player for me, one of the best players for me last season, and he had a horror show towards the end of the season, last season too. So see, yeah, no matter how you want to argue it, Arsenal didn't have a complete team last season, yeah. But again, there's no excuse, and that's why I needed to see good business done this summer, and Arsenal have gone in to do good business. We've gone in to bolster our back 4 right now. So right now, we now see that if Ben White messes up, we have we have an established guy who could just come in Jurriën Timber, come in and replace this guy, yeah, in right back. And he can be used in such a versatile manner that it could be used as a CDM, it could be used as a centre back. So if William Saliba gets injured, this guy can definitely come in for William Saliba. Yeah. If Gabriel gets in of defensive setup that we want, and those are the kind of utility players that we need at Arsenal, and it's there right now. And we have not sold Ben White. buying these players, we're also having what we call squad depth, and squad depth with quality. That's what I want to see. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So now we now have to the next level next season, rather than seeing a so-called Rob Holding when William Saliba is injured. That's not what I want to see. I want to see but quality players in that depth. That's what I want to see. And that's what this Jurien Timber represents for me. And in the midfield, yeah, of course, we still have to talk about this, yeah.
Tony, you're breaking up. You're frozen.
Am I frozen? Am I still frozen? I'm back.
You're
I'm back
frozen.
now.
You're back now,
Yeah. But see, yeah, Onome, you guys threw in a bid of about 90 million, yeah, for Declan Rice. We gazumped that deal. We bought this guy in, and we now have squad depth in the middle of the park. As of now, Thomas Partey is being linked to Manchester United, but I just think that Arsenal will keep him down there. So if he doesn't go, we don't just only have Rice down there. We also have Thomas Partey. We also have Odegaard. We also have a so-called 65 million pound signing from Chelsea Football Club, Champions League winner in Kai Havertz. Yeah, and we brought him to the football club. Should we have gotten him much lesser? Definitely. Is he a player that might transform the way Arsenal might play and a bigger and better upgrade to Granit Xhaka? For me, in my own opinion, the answer is yes, because I really want to see the dynamics in which Mikel Arteta is going to use him in the middle of the park, because Mikel Arteta has come out in an interview and said he's going to be using him as a midfielder. So I really want to see.
He is a midfielder. He's never been a striker.
He is a midfielder, but mind you, at Chelsea Football Club, he's lost his identity. He's played as a striker. He's played behind the striker. He's played from the wings. Chelsea Football Club has played this guy every goddamn where, even in defense. Yeah, this guy can play defense for Chelsea. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if he comes into Arsenal, it's a whole new different ball game. So I expect to see our signings balling on another level. Yeah. And right now, we have in squad depth. If I got strikers in on a man, I'm sorry, man. We have to start having conversations, like big and huge conversations. I'm just waiting. I just want to see if Arsenal will do something in the transfer window in terms of bringing in a striker. If we do bring in a striker on a man, I'm sorry, yeah, because I've been seeing Manchester City fans all over social media, yeah, talking tough, talking smack everywhere, man. But see, you guys just did a three-peat. I understand that. Yeah,
we can talk. We can talk. We talk.
Yeah.
You guys were talking.
When the Champions League, when the FA Cup,
you guys were making noise. We're not making noise. We talking.
I know,
because we can
man,
talk.
The noise
You guys
are
making noise.
You guys tone it down a bit. Tone it down a bit.
Okay, let me adjust that. Let me adjust that. Right.
Yeah. Amy Baba is in the show. Ladimus Promise in the show. Oregon Gunners in the show. And Amy Baba, poo. The Assembled is also in the show too. Big ups to you guys. Tony Clark Gunner TV is 1 year old this week. So guys, yeah, thanks for making this channel what it is right now. Without you guys, there won't be any Tony Clark Gunner TV. So big ups to you guys. Yeah, Onome, you were saying something.
We can talk because we're talking with proof. We're talking with the trophies, with the pictures and the memories, and we're talking with that. You guys were talking without anything. You were celebrating a league that wasn't finished. You were celebrating a league in December, and that's why it is laughable when we got to the end of the season.
Nobody celebrated any league. You're getting it all wrong. No one celebrated any league.
Yes, you
see, if someone is top in December, you have the right to say, hey, we're top in December.
Top in December, what does that mean? Doesn't get you a trophy, as you found out.
It doesn't matter. If you're top in December, you were top in December. Okay. No one said we won the league in December. But if you're top in the league in December,
who's top right now?
It's a good feat.
Who's top right now? You're top in September, right? Alphabetical order, you're top in September. Does it bloody matter? It doesn't matter. You don't get a trophy in September, do you?
Of course it doesn't matter, but see.
That's what I'm trying to address.
See. If you're the only team to push See, on a man, see, I don't agree with that. I don't agree
Is
with
that a
that.
big achievement to be
If
the
you're
only
the
team to
only
prove
team to push
to push
Manchester
us?
City
Is
to
that a
the
big achievement?
limit in
Is
the
that a big
league,
achievement?
yeah, and
Is
all
that a
other
big
teams
achievement?
couldn't do it, why can't we say, hey, we're second in the league, we're first in the league,
Is that a
yeah?
big achievement? You
Why
keep
can't we
saying we're
say
the
it?
only team to push Man City. Is that an achievement? What are you supposed
But
to do? You're supposed
literally,
to.
no,
It's not
it's
an
not an. See,
achievement,
forget
Tony.
about.
It's
No.
not an
Achievement
achievement.
is not in. No. Success is not in what we're talking about right now. We're not talking about success. When you're talking about success, you're talking about trophies. I'm just saying that we sort of challenged you guys last season. We challenged you guys up until the last 4 games of the season. That's all
Okay.
I'm saying. Liverpool never did that. Yeah, other big teams never did that. Manchester United was far away. So what does
Tony,
that show?
when you
We're
say
getting closer. We
when
want
you
to
say
win the
comments
league last season. Mikel
when you say
Arteta
comments
threw it
like
all
that,
away. But we're getting closer. That's all I'm saying.
when
We're
you say
getting
comment,
closer.
okay, you're getting closer, right? Okay, let me say something. When you say comments like that, we're the only team to challenge you. Manchester United never did this, or this never did that, or this never did that, right? It
Hmm.
really doesn't matter. It's a game of 38. It's a league of 38 games, right? And the table doesn't lie, right? So whether you guys challenge or you're the only team to challenge, it doesn't matter. Everybody challenged. We played 30. Well, we played 36 games. I
Not
mean, it
everybody
doesn't.
challenge. No.
Everybody
That's
put
an
out the
erroneous
team.
statement.
Hold on.
No. Everybody doesn't challenge. Correct yourself. Everybody did not challenge. No. Only Arsenal
So when
challenged
the
you
whistle
guys
blows
last.
at the beginning of the game, is that not a
Let's get that
challenge?
correctly.
When the whistle blows at the beginning of the game, is that not a challenge on the team you're playing against? That's what I mean by everybody challenge, right? Everybody challenge. So what I'm saying is, the same way you're saying it's progress. These people never did this. These people never did that. Be careful what you say, because guess what? The season before that, you guys finished what? Outside the top four, right? What I am saying to you now is your memory is so short that when I say to you that, let me finish.
Oh,
When I
we
say
finished
to you,
outside the top four,
let me
but
finish.
with which
Let me finish.
players?
Let me finish.
With
Let
which
me finish my
players?
point.
With
You're not letting me
saboteurs at
talk.
the back,
You're
with
not letting me
holding at
talk.
the
You're not
back,
letting me talk. You're not letting
with
me talk.
all
I'm
these
gonna talk. You're
the
not
top
letting me
players
talk. Let
at
me
the back.
finish my point. You're interrupting me. Let me finish my point, right? Your memory is so short, right? Season before that, you finished outside the top four. Your memory is so short to be cussing out Liverpool now and saying they didn't finish top four. They didn't finish top four. Did you progress from sixth in the league or seventh or whatever wilderness you finished? Did you progress from that to second? Yes, you did, right? So you cannot tell me that a seasoned club and a seasoned pro like Liverpool are not going to come and pick back and finish top four, right? You cannot tell me that. Because guess what? You just did the same thing and you're not even experiencing that. That's you without Champions League football for over 7 years, right? Where Liverpool have been the one challenging us. That is why I fear Liverpool more next season than I fear Arsenal. I don't fear Arsenal next season. I fear Liverpool more than Arsenal. That's my opinion about it. And you will get to find out.
Well,
You will get to see. Because when you talk about a team that can put out that you can go to Anfield and it's like, boy, you're not getting any points there. That is about what 16 of your Premier League games that you can guarantee pretty much maximum points, and you're gonna go away to all these little teams and take points from them, and you're gonna get points of the big teams. That is how a league title is won, in my opinion.
see, yeah, you know that's how you Man City fans are just talking smack here and there.
We're not
But
talking
again,
smack.
see,
We're talking because we
I'll
got the
say,
trophy.
you guys are within your right to
Thank you.
talk and to open your mouth and to sing and to dance. Yeah, to
Yes,
have a
because we got the
jamboree in the
trophy.
middle
We're
of the street.
celebrating. We're
Yeah, you can
celebrating
have
right
that
now.
jamboree. But you know what? Yeah, let me remind you of something. Yeah, on a see, you guys seem to forget the law of diminishing returns. Yeah, but I will even remind you of the laws of diminishing returns. See, yeah, you're losing players. You're losing players. You're losing the biggest of players. You've just
Don't
lost
worry.
Ike
We're
Gordon.
gonna have
No,
11
no,
players to
no,
put out.
no. Wait. It's around the corner, guys. Next season. It's around the corner. See, you've just lost Ike Gundogan. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's gone
Answer.
out of your football club. Yeah.
Answer.
You have an
Answer.
agent. Just listen to what I'm painting here. Yeah? Listen to what I'm painting. You have a Kevin De Bruyne, yeah? Great player, absolute player, yeah.
31 years old.
But
Okay.
deep, but chill, yeah. Deep down, his displays are getting a little bit kind of like dwindling. Deep down, he's not performing at his optimal level. You know this. You know this. And that's why he's having little problems here and there last season. You know this. Now it's getting to a season. Just listen. I listened to when you were talking. Now I'm talking. Just
you
listen.
interrupted me. You didn't let me speak. I had to shout you off the freaking.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Bloody hell, you don't let me speak.
I know it hurts.
I'm Kevin. Let me talk.
I know
Let me talk. Let me talk.
No. Wait on a minute. No. I know it hurts. It hurts. I can see your face.
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't make any sense.
It hurts. No, it hurts. But you know what? Yeah, you're gonna get this work. You're gonna get this work. You're gonna get this work. See, yeah. Godwin is off. Bernardo Silva will soon jet out of your football club.
Yeah,
if he hasn't left
for a long time. Yeah.
He's gonna leave your football club. Now I'm talking of genuine winners. These are winners. These are winners in your team. Yeah, good. Bernardo Silva off. Godwin off. Kevin De Bruyne is getting old. He can't replicate what he's been doing for so many years in your team. See, that guy literally this upcoming season, he might break down. That's a fact. Yeah, but we'll leave all that for God next season. Yeah. See, there are murmurings in your football club that some players want to leave. Yeah. So now your squad depth is now being called into question. While Arsenal building squad depth, your squad depth is being called into question. Alvarez, might be leaving to Bayern Munich or to Arsenal. See, every Man City player wants to come to Arsenal these days. I don't know why. Yeah, but just listen. Yeah, Alvarez. Yeah, has been linked to Bayern Munich. Alvarez has been linked to Bayern Munich. These guys, they all want to leave. I don't know why. What's going on? Yeah. So if Alvarez wants to leave, if Kai Walker wants to leave, all these guys are in the news. And again, Cancelo, that one, of course, he wants to leave. See, you have up to 6 to 7 winners, legitimate winners in Manchester City that want to leave the football club. See, if you guys are even getting replacements, good. But those replacements will need time to kind of like galvanize and integrate with the team.
And your replacement wouldn't need time. In your biased opinion, your replacement and your signing
but this is my catch,
Onomet. This is my catch. And they're going to go champion.
Onomet, this is my catch. Onomet, this is my catch. Now, listen to my catch. Now, while there's player mutiny in Manchester City, all of them seem to want to leave your football club right now, yeah? After winning the biggest of...
Thank God he's frozen. This guy is
that have gone into the transfer window, yeah? We pursued you guys almost to the limit last season, yeah. But the team was down. Good, but we've gone.
He's frozen again.
Timber. We've resigned William Saliba. People seem to forget this. We just resigned William Saliba to a new 4-year deal, arguably one of the best. Him to a new contract, which is what Arsenal Football Club should have done a long time ago. But now we've done it. Yeah, good and okay. My back four is totally okay. I still have questions with down there, but let's progress. Now in the midfield, I've brought in Declan Rice. I have that mental advantage over you because in the transfer window, you play.
Once again, you're celebrating a transfer. Once again, you're celebrating being the ones that challenge.
And then I said, hey, you know what? It's not worth it. You're celebrating this guy. That's why. You don't play. Wait on a minute. You don't play with a 90 million bid. No, chill. You don't go for a player and place a 90 million bid if you don't want that player.
Okay, I give you a clap.
All this hypocrisy out there, people saying they didn't really need him, it's a lie. We outmuscle you guys in the market. Because if Declan Rice went to Manchester City, the story would turn and say Arsenal butlers in the transfer window. So if Arsenal brought in Declan Rice to the football club, you can as well give them credit for doing that. And we paid Traoré to get this guy. 105 million pounds. That's what we're paying for this guy.
Too much money for Declan Rice.
Signing. This guy's not 65. See, you guys placed a 90 million bid for this guy. How can you guys turn
Can I
Just
speak
turn
now? Can
around
I speak now? Because
and
I'm about
say,
to go and watch
"Oh,
Love
you don't
Island.
need him.
Can I speak before I go?
It's not
Can I
needed.
speak?
It is
Tony,
not
you've been
worth
talking for the
that
last 10
money.
minutes.
You don't need to, bro. Hell, a smack on
Tony, you've been
social
talking for
media.
the
I
last 10
get all
minutes.
these
Can I
things,
get a
man.
minute before I go, please?
I don't. I just feel like Manchester
Can I,
City fans are
can I
getting
get a
so
minute before I
cocky.
go? You've been
You
talking
guys
for
are
the last
getting
10
so
minutes.
salty that we see, man.
No.
You guys are so salty for some reason. I
Can I
don't know
get a
why.
minute before I go?
You
You've
know
been
what?
talking for the last 10 minutes. Can I get a minute before I go?
Next season, brother. Yeah. Our big brother, Big Steve, said that last season. He said there's a big blue shark waiting to gazump Arsenal. Well, with the signings we've made and with what happened last season, and now we've improved. If I get a prolific striker in this window, brother, man, we have to have a conversation. You guys have to get ready for the
Steve
big red
Shark.
shark
Big
next
Steve
season.
Shark
That's
has
all I have to say.
Big Steve Shark has swallowed you. So forget about all of that smack you're talking. You've been talking for the last 10 minutes. Let me get a minute before I go watch Love Island with my wife. Listen to me, right? You just gave such a biased opinion just now. I'm actually shocked. You just said, "Oh, Man City need to replace all their players." Bearing in mind, they're going to need time to gel in. But hang on, you're signing all these players. They're not going to need time to gel in. They're going to come and just be title challengers straight away. Well done. You want to celebrate?
Bro, Premier League experience. Premier League experience. We have Declan Rice, who just won the trophy in Europe. You weren't the only team to win in Europe. Declan Rice won a legitimate trophy in Europe. What are you talking about?
Premier League experience. Timber has Premier League experience, yeah? Kovacic is no Premier League experience. He hasn't, no. Okay. Kovacic, no Premier League
Timber
experience.
is a serial winner at Ajax of Amsterdam. It's a serial winner.
I'm going to go watch
What are you talking about, man? He's a
I'm
winner.
done with you.
He's a matador. He is one trophy with Ajax of Amsterdam. So what are you talking about?
I'm going to give you
biased, man.
I'm going to give you my prediction right now. Arsenal's not finishing top 4 next season. That's what I got to say to you. Deal with that. Marinate that. You heard it here first. Arsenal is not going to finish top 4 next season. How much you want to bet on it, Tony? Let's place a bet on right now in front of everybody. Me and you. Right now. You don't finish top 4 next season. Let's go. I'm that confident.
Guys in the chat, yeah, our in-house Manchester City fan on the Mets, OJ, as you see, guys, you have to clip it.
Put my name on it.
Clip that, guys. Clip it.
Put my name on it.
He has just said that Arsenal won't get into top 4 next season. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Can you clarify what you just said?
Yeah. Arsenal are not going to finish top 4 next season. Put my name on it right now. Let's go.
Oh my God. Arsenal fans in the chat, yeah. You accept this. On a message, our in-house Manchester City pundit, yeah, has just proclaimed here on Tony Cloud Gunner TV on the eve of the birthday of Tony Cloud Gunner TV and said and pronounced on this channel that Arsenal Football Club won't get top 4 next season. Guys, do you accept this fact? Yeah, because see, I don't know how you're looking at it, yeah, but that's why I said I would wait. I would just chill. I want to see our offensive setup this season. If Arsenal can be able to go into that transfer window, I'm hearing that Arsenal is going, is looking for a striker right now. If Arsenal go for that striker, for that striker replacement, yeah, go and bring me a big time striker. See, we'll be having a whole new different discussion. It will be a different conversation because I'll be having Thomas Partey, I'll be having Declan Rice tucked into that midfield diamond with Odegaard at the top of that diamond. In fact, I can even do away with Odegaard if he's injured and place Kai Havertz just at the top of that diamond midfield. Yeah, and have my back 4. Zinchenko will be down there. Jurian will be, on the right. Inverted midfielders in a way, if you want to say, put it in that way. Yeah. And I have William Saliba in the middle of the park in the heart of my defense with Gabriel Magalhaes in that same heart of defense. See, I have a good team. And Bukayo Saka, we just resigned this guy. His head is level. He doesn't have this contract talks everywhere. I know you don't speak on Bukayo Saka. I know he's your friend. But see, yeah, Bukayo Saka just signed a new deal for this football club. It's a forward, yeah? So that aspect of Bukayo Saka having with his mind not stable on whether he's going to resign for Arsenal. That's gone. We're going to be having 100% mentally fit Bukayo Saka on the wings. So you better get ready. Martinelli, of course, you know what you're getting next season. So see, man, my team, it's shaping up. It's not that we've not gotten the final jigsaw yet. We still need a striker, just a striker, a decent one that can be able to get me 20, 25 goals next season. And on all these conversations you're talking about might be something different. It might be something different.
Teams figured you out last season, and you guys did not change, right? All the teams, the latter part of the season, that came to draw against you and pick up points from you guys, they figured you out. They figured you out, right? They figured out how you played,
Did he figure
and they
us
were
out?
able.
See, it
Of
wasn't
course, they
about
figured you
figuring us
out.
out. It
Of
was
course,
that
they
we
figured
had
you out.
our defender, our
Let me tell you
absolute
something.
truck
Let me
at
tell you.
the back
Let
of
me
the
tell you something.
defense,
Let me tell you
William
something.
Saliba,
Let
injured,
me let me speak, bro. Let me tell you
injured,
something. Let me
and
tell
we
you
did
something.
not have any replacement. We failed in the January transfer window to bring in reinforcements, and that was our downfall. If we did have good reinforcements in the January transfer window, that league would have been ours. Don't get it twisted, Onome. That league was ours to lose, and we lost it. And again, we had a manager who has been ill-advised, is ill-experienced. If it was an experienced manager, that trophy, it would have been signed and delivered by February, March. But we had a problem.
Leagues are not won in February,
William
bro.
off,
This is where you. This is
our manager
this
not
is where you're getting it
experienced
wrong
enough is
again.
enough.
This is where you're getting it.
And
This is where
again,
you're getting it
Gabriel Jesus
wrong.
injury.
Leagues
We
are
had
not won in
Eddie Nketiah.
February,
Not Eddie Nketiah, while you have a robust in
bro,
front of the net
bro,
in Erling Haaland, and you want to
bro,
compare Erling Haaland right now to Eddie
bro,
Nketiah? Are you
bro.
smoking bush?
Bro, listen to me. This is where you're getting it wrong. Leagues are not won in February. This is why you guys were celebrating when we was literally doing our homework and studying and getting our game on the road, and you guys were celebrating a league that is won in December. Leagues are not won in February. We've won the league 5 times out of the last 6 years. We didn't win the league in February. Do you know what I mean? Most of those 5 years that we won the league, we were chased until the last day of the season. We know how to chase people down. Let me have you know that Liverpool,
It's a
I think
fact.
it was
I
the
know that's
2018
true.
season. Liverpool 2018 season lost one game that season. One. That one game they
Mm,
lost was
mm.
at the Etihad, and Liverpool did not win the league. So you guys should have known this instead of celebrating the league being won in December, saying about was topping Christmas. I kept trying to tell you, Tony, Christmas is not Christmas like it was. There is a World Cup in between. We've not played half the games yet. Tony, relax. Tony, but we can pull receipts. We can pull receipts. Tony, relax. Tony, don't celebrate yet. Tony, when you play us twice and you've still got the same lead, that was one of my biggest ones to you. When you play us twice and you still got the same lead, then we can have a conversation. Up until then, I don't want to hear from you. Don't ring my doorbell. Don't call my phone. Don't tell me about Arsenal winning the league. I kept telling you this, right? Now we're going into a new season now, right? And you're celebrating signing Declan Rice over Man City like it's a trophy. You're celebrating being the only team that pushed us last season. So if those are your achievements and those are the
Well,
things
see,
you
man.
want to celebrate, if that's your
See,
mentality and
and
those are the
that's why
things you
I
want
know
to
it's
celebrate,
jealousy right
fair
now.
play
That's
to
why I
you.
know it's
Kudos
jealousy
to you
right now.
because those are
How
not
can you
things
say
that I'll be
someone is saying
celebrating
that
myself.
as if we've won a trophy because we
That's what you
brought in
just said.
Declan Rice? It's not a trophy, but we should be happy that at least we did muscle you guys in the transfer window to bring
Tony,
in Declan Rice. So what's
question from
bad about
Latimus
saying
Prime.
that Declan
Question,
Rice is a big
Tony.
big
Let
sign?
me read out a question to
What's
you.
bad in it?
Let me read out a question to you. Latimus Prime said, before Onome goes, question for you, Tony. If What if Arsenal don't get a prolific striker? What happens then? Answer the question, Tony. We're all waiting.
Latimer's big ups, man. See, yeah.
Yeah. Don't big up. Don't big him up. He's asking a question. Answer the question. Don't start big up. Big up. Answer the question.
No,
We're
see,
waiting.
Latimus. No, I'll go straight right into it. Yeah. See, it's evident. Arsenal can. We can't rely on Gabriel Jesus to to give us the goals that we need. It has been proven. It's not a 20, 25 goal goal scorer in a season in the Premiership, and to win the Premiership, you need your top nine, scoring these goals. However, we do have a so-called American striker, yeah, who has been doing quite well, but on the international
You're
stage,
about to sell him to West Ham or Chelsea.
uh, to Chelsea actually for £50 million. And if Arsenal can be able to keep this guy, I'm talking of Folarin Balogun.
They don't want him.
He's a great guy. He's a
They don't
great
want him.
guy. I've seen this guy play. This guy is a natural goal scorer.
They don't want him.
I see him playing his weight, yeah, in the American team. What that guy is doing, and Arsenal wants to sell this guy. See, I'm not saying is an extremely prolific guy, but I'm saying he's more better than Eddie Nketiah. I'll fancy him in.
Tony's beating around the bush, guys.
And keep Balogun. I'll be okay with that.
Tony, you're beating around the bush. The question is, what if Arsenal don't get a striker? What happens then? Go, speak on that. What happens if Arsenal don't get a prolific striker? Is the question they're asking.
No, well, what do you want me to say? We need a striker. No, it's not about beating about the bush. We need a striker. There's no running away from it. We need a striker.
If you don't get one,
it's proven that Jesus can get us 25 goals. So we need a striker. So you never know. With Arsenal spending almost £105 million on Declan Rice, what makes you feel like we can't go into the market with money?
Because your money is almost finished.
Go get a.
Your money is almost finished. You guys. I'm about to say something funny. I'm about to cuss you, but listen, the reason why, because your money is almost finished. You guys remind me of people that
money is almost finished.
Hold on,
go and check our billionaire, man. Our billionaire is a real billionaire. He got the money.
You guys remind me of people that like to live fake life and they drive the flashy cars and everything. But when you go in their house have rats and cockroach in the kitchen, but they're driving flashy car outside. Your money is almost finished. 105 million, 65 million. Your money, you don't have money for prolific striker. A prolific striker is going to cost you that amount of money. You got that kind of money to spend again? You got that?
See, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Arsenal got this money. Arsenal has this money. Arsenal's an institution. So it will be making money. See,
you're telling me that sales, matching that sales will be making money.
We need to go out there and buy the strikers. We need to go out there and get the striker.
You're telling me
we have the money.
That you've got Arsenal two sets of 100 million to spend on 2 players this season.
Bro, I don't mind. I think Arsenal got the money.
Do you have it?
The money's there. We have the money to spend. See, we have the money. If Arsenal decides they want to go with 500 million, they will do that. These guys have the money. The money's there.
Let me tell you something as well.
It's burning a hole in the pocket.
Let me tell you something as well. When you guys are spending 105 million, 65 million, nobody's saying anything, But when is Man City spend one small money, they're spending money. Oh yeah, money. See,
sorry. You don't have the moral standard to judge Arsenal for spending 105, spending 65, because you guys are facing 100. Listen, just in case it did not sink in from the FA, let this sink in. You guys have been indicted on 115 breaches of FFP rules. What are you talking about? You have no moral standard to come to Arsenal and talk about financial misappropriation. When you guys are the biggest culprits of financial breaches, financial crimes in the league combined.
Can I say something? Let me tell you what's going to happen with that 105. Let me tell you what's going to happen with that 115 million charges, right? It's going to be a fine. It's going to be a ban or 2 for 2 transfer windows, and that is it. Any one of you that is thinking, including you, Tony, that is thinking, mind you, this league is not finished. It is pending. When Man City get fined, they're going to strip them off the title and give it to Arsenal. Ooh, shame on you. It's not going to happen. Okay? The last 5 titles that they won, Woo, shame on you. They're not going to take it from them and give it to the second place team. They're not going to take our Champions League and give it to Inter Milan. They're not going to take our FA Cup and give it to Man United. They're not going to take our 4 Carabao Cup and give it to the people that we played against in the final. So guess what? All these 115 charges that you're talking about, the most that's going to happen, it's a fine, and it's going to be probably a ban from 1 or 2 transfer windows. I can guarantee you that. I will put my house on that is the punishment that they're going to receive for that. Nothing more. That's it. They're not going to send them to League One or this and the other. You're talking smack. Okay? So forget about that. Forget about that. Mind you, Chelsea spent 600 million on their own last season.
It's funny you're saying this.
It is what it is.
It's very
money is
funny
there.
you're
You
saying
have to
this.
spend
But
money.
look at Juventus.
You just paid 100
Are you a more
million
bigger
for
club than
Declan Rice.
Juventus? Juventus have just been booted out of Europe. They're not going to be playing in Europe next season. So who is Manchester City? No, wait.
Hold on.
Who is Manchester City?
Hold on.
They're not going to face. They're not going to face any charges if they fail to actually show that they never conspired, cooked their books, and are engaged in financial breaches.
Because what I'm saying this to you is this. The reason
you
I'm
can
saying
say that Juventus have been voted out of Europe for financial misappropriation.
The reason I'm saying this to you is this.
And doping their financial accounting. So what are you talking about?
The reason I'm saying this to you is this. The downfall of the Italian league started when all these corruptions and all this stuff started, right? That was the downfall of the Italian league, and that's why the Italian league is no more, right? Not no more, but that's why it went down, right? In estimation, same as Spain to some extent, financials and stuff like that, right? If they call the Premier League the best league in the world, please believe they will do everything in their powers to protect the best league in the world. And those stuff you're talking about of this, they will not disgrace any club like that. The what's it called? I don't even know the word I'm looking for. They won't disgrace any club like that because guess what? They want to protect the image that the Premier League is the best league in the world. This is why I say that the most that's going to happen from this is going to be a ban from 1 or 2 transfer windows and a fine because they still need to protect the image of the Premier League. So don't think that, because it happened to Juventus, it's going to happen to Man City. It's not going to happen. If they want to still keep that, this is the best league in the world, that's what it's going to be. Look at when Chelsea was going through the stuff right now, right? I don't know the ins and outs of it, but somebody stepped in and said, okay, well, yes, they can sign players. Yes, they can still perform business. If you give the club to this person or this and the other, they can still go on as normal. Because they're not going to... Because, look, Abramovich was part of the whatever. I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to speak on what I don't know. But from what I know lightly, they still kind of protected Chelsea in a way and say, oh, no. He's giving the club now. The club is now being handled by blah, blah, blah. The club can still run as normal. And Chelsea still run seamlessly as it was. So they're not going to do all of that to Man City or dock points and all that kind of stuff because guess what? That will start to destroy the league, and then Man City will come out fighting fire with fire, and then guess what? Everybody's books will be checked. Tony, if you believe that every club is running squeaky clean, you got another thing coming.
I'm sorry, man. My club is running squeaky clean. We're not financial cheats. No, it's true. We're not financial cheats. We're not cooking our book. We're not doing all those corrupt, wonders that you guys have been doing. You guys have been cheating, in the league, and that's why you've been indicted on 115.
So that's your new one. Is
that
your new one?
Not just 10. There are clubs that respect themselves very, very and conduct business.
Your new one?
In a very different way. I'm talking of fraud. I'm not talking of maybe buying players. In terms of buying players, all the stuff that's different. Yeah, Arsenal failed in that. But I'm talking about cooking your books. You guys have cooked your books so heavily.
Is that the reason why?
Do you know to what extent your club, your football club, have cooked their books? Yeah. To what extent for you to get 100?
Have we been charged yet?
Bro, it's big. It's huge.
Have we been found guilty?
It's huge.
These
are big financial crimes.
Have we been found guilty? Yes or no?
Not yet, but come on, man.
Okay, so let's wait.
How do you think we're going to beat 115 breaches? FFP breaches. How are you going to do
until we see the outcome? You can't speak of what you don't know about. Let's wait until we see the outcome, and then when the outcome is there and they pronounce them guilty, then we can talk about it.
Pronounce them criminal.
Then we can talk about it. How about that?
Yeah. Honor man, please shout out where people could find you, man. See ya, guys. Yeah. Thanks for showing up today. Maybe probably later in the week, I would call in some big
Just
wigs.
go through some of the comments quickly, Tony, because there were some questions there. Just go through some of them so we can just answer one or two questions before we go, man.
Yeah, definitely. So just before we even head down there, maybe towards the end of the week, I'll bring in some guys who would come around here, and let's just do an anniversary kind of a thing for Tony Cloud Gunner TV. We could also even do a calling show, for people to call in and talk about football, because Tony Cloud Gunner TV is one. Yeah. I remember when I started this channel, and just me, Ryan, and we started growing from there. And now I even have this Man City guy down here with me. It takes it takes a lot to bring these guys in, and Onome has been here with me for some time now. So Onome, thank you very much, and other people who have also
All good,
contributed
bro.
to this channel. Big ups to you guys. You guys are the channel. You guys are the ones keeping us afloat. So big ups to you guys. Yeah. Let's see what the assembled said here. He said, the way this Rice transfer is being dragged out, I'm not sure Arsenal will have enough time to get a striker. What do you think, Onome?
Um, no, they got enough time to get a striker, but you know what it is? There's not a lot of quality strikers available out there that is ready to move, and you can just go and get easily like that. Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
very dry market. That's why your scouting has to go really deep to find something. You know what I mean? To get that germ, to find something. Our scouting had to go really deep to get Alvarez. And it's like, oh, Alvarez, before anybody could blink their eyes, it was like, yep, he's here now. So it's not really. There's no strikers available out there like that. The big strikers, the good strikers, they're all connected to their clubs, and if their clubs are, if they are good enough strikers, their clubs are big enough for them to stay in. You know what I mean? Nkuku could have been somebody that Arsenal could have gone to get. You know what I mean? But even Nkuku has gone to Chelsea now. There's not a lot of potential out there. There's not a lot of strikers out there, but you gotta go really deep. But it'll be interesting to see who they get. It is interesting to see and hear that you guys are not believing in Gabriel Jesus, because when you guys signed him before, he was the best thing since sliced bread. And it was like, yeah, he's going to be our number one striker, the main guy. He's going to be playing up front. Arteta's going to get his arm around him. And then you guys eventually got to find out what we know about him. What is Gabriel Jesus, and what is clear about him. I will refer you back to the Man City versus Arsenal game away from home. There was a cross
Mm.
from the right wing by Bukayo that went across the post, and our defender cleared it. There was no Arsenal player in the box at all. You have to have a
In the
striker
box.
that lives, sleeps, eats, breathes, like does everything in that box.
In the
You
box.
barely see
Yeah, that's
Haaland
true.
run.
That's true.
You barely see Haaland go into the channels. He is present there. So our midfielders, whoever, they don't even need to look much. They just need to cross it in an area, and the area is between the penalty spot and the 6 yard box. Cross it in that area. Haaland lives there. It's like coming to your house, Tony. I know you live in your house. I'm going to come and knock on your door because I know you live there. That's where you live, right? I'm going
Mm.
to come and knock on your door.
True.
And if you're at home, you're going to open the door. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. So if you guys should have known this about Gabriel Jesus. I seen Gabriel Jesus on right backs. I used to get really frustrated when he played for us. He would be a right back. I'm like, bro, dude, this is why you're not scoring enough goals. When you're not at the right position to get these goals. Like, you just want to play sort of cage football or street football, enjoy yourself and showboat football. That's not what it's about. We need you to score goals. He was a supply striker. He was the second striker to no striker at Man
Fact.
City at one
Fact.
point.
No. See, I don't understand these things, yeah. But again, mind you, even if Arsenal doesn't get a prolific striker, we do need a prolific striker. Maybe Mikel Arteta wants to use Trossard more next season. Mind you, everyone have forgotten that we have this Trossard still in the bag.
At one point, I thought Gabriel Martinelli could have been.
Across all three places in the front three. He could play from the wing. He could play as a main striker. He could play behind the striker. So Trossard has that, in his wheelhouse. And we saw last season. We saw a glimpse of what he could give us this season. So even he can, come into the fray, and help in our striker problems. But I want to see Balogun still there. I want to see Nketiah go out. I want to see Arsenal go in for Vlahovic. If we could bring in a Vlahovic, what you were saying about Arsenal needing someone who is always in the box, yeah, those kind of strikers are extinct right now. You don't get them out there. Haaland, is that kind of striker. He's always there when you need him to just, latch onto those last gaps, kind of loose balls that needs to be put into the net. Yeah, he's always there. But even him, as that kind of striker, he has to be versatile in nature. Sometimes he has to go back and go help out a little bit to progress the ball forward. He's not always there, but
Of course, the ball. Yeah, but
because of
that's
how
normal.
dynamic Ireland is, he can run, he can outmuscle players, he can get
Tony,
in at the end of those balls. So it's
Tony,
not really like this kind of like a static striker within the box, because
Tony,
the striker game have changed in a long while. But see, we have this guy called Vlahovic. Yeah, is a fox in the box. Is that kind of guy, traditional striker like your Dwight York, your Andy Cole. That's how this guy is. He can be there. He can do some hold up play. Aerially is quite good. He's good with his head. He can muscle players, and he's a fox in the box. He can literally put balls into the net. So if Arsenal want to go in that fashion, well, good and okay. Put up the money, stomp up the cash, go and get a Vlahovic. But I doubt it, because the way this manager wants to play, he wants to play in a different way. He doesn't see his number nine as a traditional number nine. He sees his number nine as a versatile and inverted number nine. He believes his number nine should be doing work off pitch, off the ball, and that's a little
then you got
bit
the perfect number
too
nine for
much
that. Then
work.
you've got Gabriel Jesus. You've got the perfect number nine that you just described. You've got the perfect one. It does the work for you. But
He will do that. But the problem there is that he can do all that stuff, but he is not a goal poacher. So we need someone who could do that and also be a goal poacher.
No, sorry,
And it's
goal poachers don't do all that
doing
kind
it.
of stuff, bro.
No. But Haaland is doing it. Haaland
No, it's
can
not.
do
It's not. It's not.
the
It's not.
work
It's not
of
doing
a
all of that.
striker, and
It's not.
and a technically
No.
gifted
No.
striker right now. He can do that.
You
But
got Haaland all wrong,
Gabriel
mate.
Jesus
Haaland is
cannot
not
do
doing all
that.
of that stuff that Gabriel Jesus is doing, bro. Haaland is not doing all of that stuff. You got Haaland
Yeah,
all wrong.
but no. Then you didn't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that Haaland doesn't just stay in the 18-yard box.
He can't just stay in the box because the ball.
He helps in
ball,
gameplay. He
Tony,
helps to progress the ball.
Tony, it's a football pitch, right? The ball does not stay in the 18-yard box at all times. He has to come past the halfway line because the defense is pushing up. So when you're describing a football pitch and you're describing a football match, right? He can't just stand in the box. This is not Sunday League. This is not under 10s football where he just stands offside and just stands over there, right? So that's why he doesn't stay there all the time, because he has to come
because
back
of
on
the
this side.
argument. No. You've totally forgotten the argument you just brought in the first place. You brought in this argument saying that Arsenal couldn't have someone in the 18-yard box to poach in a ball into the net. That was what you said. So
Yes,
I
I
was
know.
just telling you something about that. That Arsenal doesn't have that kind of striker who is in the 18-yard box. And it's a big problem because Gabriel Jesus have to go out and do all this work and help the play off the 18-yard box and bring it in for other players to be able to score. That's what he was doing in the first 10 games of last season. And he excelled in doing that because he was lacking goal scoring moments, but those goals were being scored by other people. Later on, he got his name in the act, but he was not just there. And that's the difference. Haaland can do every other thing that Gabriel Jesus was doing and still be that guy poaching the ball into the net. Oh no, man,
Haaland
that's
is
what
not.
I'm saying.
No, and that's why I'm saying you got Haaland wrong. Haaland is not doing every other thing that Gabriel Jesus is doing. Haaland is not doing all of that.
But there are times
Haaland is
where
not
he
doing
had to
that.
run. No. There are times last season where Haaland had to run in behind, help other players, bring other players into the game himself. He did this. You could go check. I don't know. You watch City
Yes, of
games. I
course.
watch
That's
games
the
too. He
Tony.
brought players in.
Tony,
That's what I'm
that's the
talking
job
about.
of a striker. Of course, he's going to bring other players in. We're talking about the work that Gabriel Jesus does. When Gabriel Jesus, listen, there was a game for Man City, right? The other team
Yeah.
was attacking. I can't remember the game exactly. The other team was attacking, right? They were
Mhm,
attacking, full floor attacking, right? Guess
mhm.
who gives the penalty away because he was defending the other team's strikers? Gabriel Jesus gave a penalty away,
Mm,
right? And I'm like, dude,
mm.
what are you doing in our 18-yard box defending so deep? So when we get that ball, for example, and we're about to attack or counter attack, whatever we need to do, you're not going to be there. You don't need to be back here defending. Haaland doesn't do that. Do you understand? Haaland doesn't do that. Haaland will be the first one to
Yeah, but
tell you that.
you can see him deep in the midfield at times.
Yes, yeah, of course, that's
Yeah, you
normal.
can see him
In
deep a little
relation,
bit, trying
in
to.
relation to where the football is, he has to go in relation to where the football is. Take for example, if my right back has the ball
And
as a
sometimes I've seen
striker,
him do. I've
as a
seen him do some
striker,
defensive duties at
if my
times. I'm sorry,
if
I've
my right
seen
back
him
has
do
the
it
ball
sometimes.
as a striker, if my right back has the ball as a striker, I need to be on that side of the pitch, not to the channel, but I need to be on that side of the pitch, on the inside of the pitch, right? If my left back has the ball, I have to go across. It's a football game we're playing. You have to go across as the ball is going across. If my wingers has the ball and they're about to cross it, I need to be present in the box. There's just certain things that just involves that a striker does. I was a striker myself, so I know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about positional play or where they need to be and stuff. It always frustrates me when Gabriel Jesus is not present and the amount of balls and the amount of chances that we
We're
create
saying the
and he's
same
not there
thing.
to
He's
finish
not
it.
scoring goals for Arsenal. See,
But my
there's
question
no
is,
way you
you guys
painting
were
this thing. He
celebrating
is
that
not there. He's not doing
he's
his
the
job as
Jesus
a striker.
of your team.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why we need a striker. Arsenal needs a striker. Just like you guys have a natural striker in Erling Haaland. Yeah, and he's scoring goals for you guys.
But
Arsenal doesn't have
I'll have you
that.
know,
That's what
Tony.
I'm saying.
I'll have you know,
Because
Tony.
Gabriel Jesus have to do all this other job, outside the 18-yard box, to create those chances for other players to score. And it's
I'll
affecting our gameplay. We don't have
I'll have you know,
anyone
Tony.
who's sitting down there ready to push the ball into the net.
I'll have you know, Tony, that we won the league 5 out of the last 6, and barring last season and maybe one other season, for like 3 seasons, we actually did not have a striker. So that is not an excuse. Okay, so your manager has to
It's
sort
it's an
himself out
excuse
again.
because it's
It's not an
Manchester
excuse.
City that can actually no, and that's where you're getting it wrong, because it's only Manchester City that can actually do that, because you have enough players who could create
Well,
magic.
this
And
is your
mind
chance
you,
now. You're
you have
signing
to see.
players.
No. It's grossly unfair what you're saying. It's
How?
very unfair what you're
How?
saying,
It's facts.
because you know that Manchester
It's
City
facts.
have
It's
killers
facts.
down there in that team that can progress the ball, that you don't even need
But
strikers
it's
to do
but
that.
it's
They
facts.
themselves are the strikers,
But it's
because they're
facts. I just
naturally
said a
gifted
fact.
players, naturally gifted wingers. They can drift in and about anywhere you want these guys to play. Manchester City guys that were there, that won all those leagues you're talking about, they can do it. They can finish. They
I
can
don't understand
win the
why you're
balls. They
saying
can
it's grossly
win
unfair
balls aerially.
when I
They
just
could
stated
dribble. Naturally
facts.
gifted. Arsenal doesn't have that. Arsenal doesn't have the kind of trickery, the kind of players that can create magic out of nothing. We don't have that.
So
So that's why
so you're telling
Iglesias
me
have to go do
you're
that
telling
kind
me
of job that these guys in your
you're
team were
telling me
doing.
you're telling me your front three or your front four cannot be fluid enough, and you guys can't play a false nine or whatever if you're lacking that.
Well, Matt, see, it's easy when you're Man City and you're talking from from the crown, yeah?
Yeah,
It's easy
probably.
to talk
Probably.
about this when you have that luxury. When you're a team and you don't
But
have that
hey,
luxury,
congratulations, you're getting the luxury now. You're celebrating Declan
yeah,
Rice.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, right. This guy is crazy, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh no, man, don't worry, man. Keep laughing, man. Keep laughing, man. Latimer's Prime says something here. Of course, Latimus, that's true. Liverpool also won the Prem without. Yeah, sure. That's fact.
What did he say?
Says
Tony, he
Tony,
praised, he
you
praised
you praise
how
how
Arsenal.
Arsenal last season were able to challenge City. The only ones to. Arsenal did the last season without a natural. Yeah. So why do you then need one this season?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because we
It's a good
see,
question, Ladimus.
Latimer, man, you need one because Manchester City have one. That's the problem.
But we didn't have one for years.
That's the
We didn't have
easiest
one for
question.
years.
That's the easiest question I've seen all day.
But we didn't
We
have one
need
for
one because
years.
Manchester City have one, and they don't just have one. They have they have a beast. They have a
We have two. We
robust
have two.
in that one.
Don't forget
They
about
have one that can
Tony.
actually
Tony.
score 70
Tony.
goals if you leave him in a
Tony.
season. So if
Tony.
City have that, bro, why can't Arsenal get that? So that's
Tony.
the problem, man.
Tony.
That's the
Let me.
easiest question I've seen all day.
Tony. Let me.
They have one.
Let me state the points. Let me state the points. Right. Let me state the points. Right.
Yeah.
I might have to do my research and check on the internet what is Gabriel Jesus' best scoring season for us, right? But Alvarez got 17 goals in all competitions last season. 17.
Which is decent because it's coming
Very
from the
good.
bench.
Very good. It's got 17 goals all season last season, right? Alvarez was given pretty much similar chances, all the same, maybe probably even more than the same. Gabriel Jesus probably had more chances than Alvarez to play in that Manchester City team.
Yeah,
right?
I think Jesus had more chances to play.
Jesus had more chances to play in the Manchester City team, but Alvarez got 17 goals. Do you understand? That's to tell you. That's to tell you where Jesus does his work. Alvarez is also
which is a more bigger tally than what Jesus actually scored in Man City. Alvarez, he shattered anything that he did for City.
Alvarez is also a workaholic. Alvarez works so hard and does a lot of stuff outside the box as well. Alvarez does a lot of stuff outside the box as well, but he knows
and he works so hard
he's a striker, and he will get in that box against Liverpool. Mahrez running with the ball right wing, gives it to Gundogan. Gundogan to Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish crosses the ball, tapping Alvarez. Right? Real Madrid through ball from Phil Foden. Alvarez in the box gets his goal. Meanwhile, Alvarez was the one that actually went to win the ball from Vinny Jr. halfway line. He won the ball from Vinny Jr. Right? Passed it to Mahrez. Mahrez to Foden. Alvarez was still present in the box. So it's not. Gabriel Jesus doesn't have that instinct to be a striker, and you guys should have known that before you went to spend 50 million on him. And now all of you are complaining because guess what? I didn't hear any of you complaining when he was scoring all those goals in preseason, and you said, "Oh, Jesus is here. This is the answer since sliced bread." I remember that 10 naira Nigerian bread. This one is better than that 10 naira Nigerian bread. No. And then come the end of the season, you're saying, "Oh, we need a strike." Come on, man, please. Anyway, Tony, let me go and watch Love Island.
Love Island, guys. See, we'll soon go. Just 2 minutes. Latimer says, surely you just need Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard to step up and score more goals as opposed to crying out for a prolific 9, which would take goals away from Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard. See, man, I clearly understand that, but mind you, Saka still scored goals last season. He scored lots of goals last season. Martinelli scored lots of goals last season. Odegaard still scored. Odegaard had his best season in an Arsenal shirt last season. But our prolific number 9 was not there, and that's the problem. That's the problem. These guys you're talking about, they scored combined. They scored great goals last season. Lots of goals last season. In fact, most of our goals were from them, Saka and Martinelli altogether. Even Odegaard. More of our goals were scored by these 3 guys combined. But where was that goal from that number 9? That's why we need a number 9. And I won't mind what Onome is saying because they have a number 9 that would give them 60 goals in a season. So
you're misunderstanding what Ladimus is saying. What he's saying is
I understand what he was saying.
Let me for them to get the goals. Let me speak. They have to step up. But if they step up, then what Ladimus is saying, if a number 9 comes in, these players that he's mentioned are going to score less goals because your number 9 is going to score goals. I'll answer that, right?
Then wait, how can we do it? Wait, Onome. Wait on a minute, because he was direct with these things. Yeah. Okay, good. If we spread the goals among Saka and Martinelli, yeah, then what would you say about Haaland, who got nearly up to 50 something goals last season?
We scored over 100 goals. Haaland got 50 something. Phil
Yeah.
Foden was in double figures. Gundogan was in double figures. I believe Mahrez was close to double figures. Alvarez was in double figures. So we still had other players that still got double figure goals
But
on top
Haaland
of
is your
Haaland.
number nine. Haaland is
Yeah,
your number nine, and
yeah,
he scored
that's
50
normal.
something goals.
Of course.
No matter how
You
you want to check it, your
you
number nine was scoring goals and he helped the team.
you're not gonna get a striker that's scoring 50 something goals in this league again, bro. Like Haaland is the only one that's doing that. So your dream of trying to get somebody in that's gonna do that, you probably get the most you get from the person is 25.
Well, yeah, yeah. So let's see. Onome, you obviously didn't know know me when Arsenal brought Jesus. I was against it.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Latimer said something here, Tony. Last season, you kept saying if Alan gets injured, Man City won't be able to score goals and keep up with Arsenal. Surely that same logic from you should still apply. No.
Should it not apply?
Latimer,
But and I
shit
also said,
happens, man.
why are you praying for him to get injured? What if he stays fit then? And the thing is, even if he gets injured, we got Alvarez that's going to come in and score goals.
Mm.
Uh, uh,
Anyway, that's true.
Haaland was injured for one game against Liverpool. Alvarez stepped up to the plate and we still won that game 4-0 or 4-1, wherever it was.
Mm. Mm.
You have to have a plan B. You got to have a
You
plan
have to
B.
have a plan
Arsenal did
B.
not have a plan B this season. We've gone through this. I've done a show with you where we've gone through the appearances of your players and our players compared. And your players were in
Yeah.
like 36 and 38s. My players were 22s and 23s. Of course, we're going to be
Mm.
fresh for the best part of the season. It's as simple as that. Now you got the squad
Yeah.
depth. Now you're going to be able to rotate players a bit more. But also now it's a bit of a headache for the manager. Can he handle all these players coming to knock on his door? Gaffer, why am I not playing? Gaffer, why am I not playing? Because at City there is a system. There is a system.
Mm.
You kiss the ring or you're gone. When Cancelo decided to pipe up because he wasn't playing, he was down the road. There is a
Yeah.
system. Everybody knows the system. That is why I'm very disappointed in Gabriel Jesus coming out and saying, "Oh, I didn't play. I was crying and this and the other." Gabriel Jesus has always been a subs player for Man City. He's always Gabriel Jesus was a second striker to no striker at Man City back then. We didn't have a
Mm.
striker, and he was a second striker still. He wasn't the main striker. We didn't have a striker. He said he didn't want to play up there. I don't understand. You guys signed Gabriel Jesus to play up front for you. Gabriel Jesus himself declared that he sees the game better from the right wing position. He doesn't want to play
True.
up there. That's a fact. That's what he said. Pep even came out and said it. Pep was like, he sees the game better from a winger's position. He doesn't want to play up there. And you guys were looking for a striker, and you decided we're gonna go get Gabriel Jesus. So don't blame the guy. Anyway, I gotta go.
Thanks, man. See, Onome, tell these people where they can find you. I know they can find you in Love Island right now, but
Find me Love Island.
tell these people, let them know where they can find you, my guy.
Don't find
You
me,
know,
I'll find you,
and
man.
of
I don't
course,
have any social
you're a
media.
legitimate member of this channel. You're a legitimate member of this channel, Tony Clark on the TV. You're always here with me, and even you know that even off this stuff, me and you will call each other, we talk each other, we're big friends with each other, and and all of that. Yeah, so you can also talk about you being here for some time, and let's close this show.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this is a platform for me to come and share my opinion. Me and Tony don't always see eye to eye, but eventually we iron things out. But it's nice, man. It's nice to just chat football. Yeah, I love it. It's nice to get the rivalry going between us and Arsenal and
Yeah.
chat it up and stuff, and we'll see what happens next season. Okay, someone's
Oh
asking
my
me a
God, the
question. Let me
questions
just
are
answer
still
that
coming.
question. Let me just
Oh, thanks,
Anime, do you
Oliver.
think the
Thanks.
signings have improved the squad after selling some players? Will Arsenal squad be stronger or roughly the
What I
same
was
that
telling
wasn't good
you,
enough
the
last
big
season?
ups to you, the assembled. Legitimate question.
I think definitely on paper you have strengthened. That's for sure. You've gotten quality players in. You was able to attract these players because you've got Champions League football to offer.
Oh my
Um,
God. Oh no, man, are you saying
I'm
this?
answering the
Oh my
question.
God.
I'm answering the
This is
question.
good.
I'm answering the
This is
question.
good.
I think you strengthened for sure. Your squad has improved for sure. What you needed to do was to get rid of your fringe players and bring in players that can challenge in the first team. So all of a sudden, all your players can play first team football. That's what we have at City. All our players can be called upon at any time to put on that shirt in a Premier League game and perform and play, right? So that's what you needed to do. You had players that really couldn't play in the Prem, the squad players, and that's why your players were so high up in the appearance list because Arteta didn't trust what he had to come in and step in for these players. But when Man City have a player injured or our bench just comes on and just plays as normal, rotated. So you have strengthened in terms of that. Definitely, the players you're signing are first team players. They're not players to come and sit on the bench. So all of a sudden, you have players that are going to compete for first team football and say, right, I need to be playing. So if Martinelli is not playing, is not on form, for example, he can get dropped. If he's not performing, if Trossard is not performing, he can get dropped, and the next person that's coming in is going to be hungry to want to keep that shirt. But when you drop in the likes of Xhaka not being fit or injured or whatever, and you bring in Vieira in, it's like he, he doesn't even believe he can keep that shirt. The shirt is even too big for him. So he knows that I'm just coming in to play. So in his mind, he knows that this is just for one game. Xhaka is going to be fit tomorrow, and I'm not going to play. So all of a sudden, he's not concentrating and he's not fully in the game. But when you got the likes of Martinelli not performing and say Havertz is coming in, Havertz will know that if I perform, I'm keeping this place. Martinelli knows if I don't perform, I'm out. So
I'm
all
out.
of a sudden, you're strengthening your team, and we'll just have to see how the season starts. And hopefully, you guys start well. If you don't start well, it will be a very tough season for you. You need to start well. You need to start as well as you started last season. If you don't start well, it will be a tough season for you. I can guarantee you that.
Mm. Wow. See, yeah, Latimus, so many things on body. On a meta joke is that Teta signed all these players at roughly 700 million plus. See, yeah, guys, thanks for this because everyone on a man needs to go. I've been holding him, out here. Yeah. Big ups to everyone who joined us on this show. Latimus, big ups to you, man. Big top guy there. The Assembled, big ups to you. Amy Baba, big ups to you. Everyone who joined us, yeah. Big ups to you guys. And Tony Clark Gunner is one. And also Cyborg Ninja, yeah, our big friend Cyborg Ninja dropped a 10-pounder for us here. Big ups to you, Oregon Gunner. Big ups to everyone who joined us. Arsenal above all. Thank you to see yeah, guys, yeah. Join us for the Tony Cloud Gunner anniversary stream that should be coming up either on Friday or Saturday. So I'll bring the list out, and of course we'll have a calling show on that day too. So guys, just stay tuned for the end of this week, and I'll keep you abreast with that. Onome, thank you very much,
Peace, guys.
and I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy Love Island.
There's
See ya,
recoupling. There's
guys.
recoupling tonight.
Guys, we out. We out. We
Peace.
out.